Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm a pretty reasonable guy. I'm a pretty positive guy. And I'm enjoying my time in Etheria Restart so far. And when I started to play this game with a couple of my friends, I said, because we couldn't find much on the game, I said within 3 to 4 weeks, we'll know if it's really good or if it's absolute shit. And there's a couple of things that this game desperately needs to change because it's holding it back so badly. In fact, that they're so bad when it comes to the economy and the progression system that you could honestly just take a look at it. Really just tell yourself that
they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
It's really that bad. There's gonna be a couple of things we're gonna be talking about in this video today. The main one is gonna be the economy of the game. We're not talking about the economy of pulls and oh, my luck's bad and oh, I didn't get the character I wanted. We're talking about the long-term ramifications and even short-term ramifications of the in-game economy as far as gear upgrades and character upgrades goes, because it's, I don't even care for it. It's fucking terrible, okay? It's that bad, all right? I don't care if you don't leave the game's been out 2 weeks. No, people who are 70 and above have played the equivalents of 2 to 3 months in this game already of energy. So the game just came out. It's fucking terrible. All right, and it needs to be fixed. And it's the main cause of all problems in this game where it comes to everyone playing the same PvP characters. When it comes to, I don't feel like I can progress without Lily or Shadow Sani on my account, which we'll get to. It's not their fault, it's the economy's fault. So what do I mean by this? Let's get into this real quick. So the economy of this game, the main thing when it comes to upgrading your characters is 2 things. You have your mods and you have your shells. How about mods real quick? Because this is the biggest one. Shells is sort of a problem, not as much as modules are. So when it comes to modules, if you want to take one module from level 1 up to level 15, it costs about, I think it's either 680,000 to 780,000 Etheria coin. To just 1 to 15. Like if it's a perfect piece of gear, you love it all the way up, you'll max it out, somewhere between 680 to 780,000 Etheria coin. What does that mean though? That's the important thing. Context determines meaning, right? So how do you get 680,000 to 780,000 Etheria coin within the economy of this game? We're not talking about like one-shot bonuses because the game does do that very well, with the hyperlink charter, getting you going. But once you hit near that mid to late game stuff, most of your money is coming from just doing content. So if you're just doing content in this game, which is like, Inferno or Hell 4 or whatever it is that you have, right? Inferno, Doki, Hell 4, Aurora, whatever. Do something. We're not doing investigations. Grim Pursuit also gives you some Etheria coin as well, whether you're doing Nico Nana, etc. One run of modules or shells gives you about 7,000 to like 8,000 gold Etheria coin drop for 10 energy. Also, it will drop you a piece of gear. If the piece of gear is bad, you can sell it. The piece of gear will sell at level 1 for another 5,000. So for 10 energy, you get your 7 to 8K and another 5K if you want to sell it. So you get 13K for a dead drop. We want to round it down a little bit because not all pieces are going to be bad and sold right away. You might have to hold on to them to see if you want to roll them. You're looking at 11,000 to 12,000 Etheria coin for 10 energy that you spend. So for 100 energy, you get 110,000. Okay, so for 1,000 energy, you'll get roughly a little over like 1.1 mil. Napkin math. Around 1.1 mil for 1,000 energy, which will give you enough money to take one thing to like plus 15 and another thing to like plus 6 to 9. For 1,000 energy, you get about, between dailies and rewards like that, without refreshing, we'll just, we'll give them benefit out. Let's say you get 300 energy for free a day. That's still not enough to try to level 1 piece of gear. And that's not even the gist of it. That's the bare fucking minimum. Because that's for just leveling a piece of gear that you are like, yeah, this is good. I'm going to max it out. It's got perfect fucking substats and it's cool. I'm good with that. But that's not what the entirety of leveling your character's modules is. You're going to be finding things that have 3 substats. Be like, is this going to be a good speed piece for me? Is this 2-set time leap potentially with 3 substats? Is this a good speed piece for me? I don't know. I'm going to have to spend 10K and then 15K, 25K down the drain. You could still level this thing to see if it rolls all speed. You can do this for a bunch of different things, like this piece as well, or this piece here. You can level these to unlock the 4th passive. We've done this in Epic 7 and other games to see the potential of how it rolls. You can also do this with things that have 4 substats. The other problem that this game has in its economy is that, yes, this gear is good, potentially, but you have to level it up at least to +6 to +9 to see if it's worth using on your character a lot of the times. And even if you're doing it and not rolling dog shit gear, you're rolling gear that has potential to be incredibly good, best in slot on your characters, on your account as a full upgrade, 12 speed gear, 12 crit rate substat. It's gonna cost you so much more fucking money than what we just talked about. Because taking something to like +6 or +9 is gonna give you like -300,000 Etheria coin. Right? 10,000. Let's just pick a piece of gear. Let's see. Someone's going to bitch about something, right? This could be good. Like this. Maybe I want to see if this rolls well. 10,000, 25,000, 45,000, 70,000, 100,000 to get it to +6. Okay. And this is probably something I would take all the way up to +12, which would be the full 680 to 780,000. Very good. But if we did this for something else and it was bad here, and I go, you know what? It's crit damage, attack bonus, speed, flat defense, and it rolled flat defense again. 2 dead rolls, I have to throw it away. That's minus, what did I say, like 200,000 gold right there. Take it to +9 to see if you're speed checking something, minus 300,000 gold. That is like an entire day's worth of energy just to get something to +6 to +9, which is, no, awful. People need to have the ability to gear check and upgrade their gear way more than they're doing now. Way more. Right now, it's the equivalent, like I said, 680, 780,000 per one piece of gear. But if you factor in the ability for you to gear check and sell stuff back, it's going to up the cost quite a bit because you don't get that much back. As you can see here, recycle 15K. Terrible. It really costs, at the end of the day, probably closer to like a little over $1 million. If you're very, very, very careful with what you upgrade. It's going to cost you about $1 million to $1.2 million per piece of gear that you try. And that's something that's only rolling gear that has 3 to 4% perfect substats for you. We're going to level it up, max it out, put it on somebody else. That is still thousands of energy to get one piece of gear. And that cannot fucking exist in this game, because this leads right into the other problem with players having crazy progression issues. This system is awful. The bare minimum fix for this is they need to cut the cost of upgrading your gear at the minimum in half. Probably closer to 1/3 of what it is right now. It should not cost you thousands of energy to try to attempt to get one gear upgrade in a PvP focused gacha game. I don't even care if it was a PvE focused gacha game. It should not take thousands of energy. I dumped 500 bottles in my characters on my gear, and I got some good stuff, knowing exactly what I was doing, and I was substantially lucky at the same time. Is it the perfect gear? Am I going for a rank 1? No, but I had a 92% win rate in, Mythic or whatever for Arena with my cool gear, my cool characters. And I got some nice stuff. But also, everyone who dumped 40, 50, 60, 70 energy bottles during ×2 weekend basically used the equivalent of 2.5 to 3 months worth of energy. And I was able to gear 3.5, 4 characters. You want to gear 3.5 to 4 characters in 3 to 4 months? It's not sustainable. You cannot do that. It needs to change. Bottom line. That energy to gear acquired ratio it's just off. It's off. It's terrible. It needs to change. It needs to be reformed. I don't care what it is at the end of the day. If you make the bosses drop a ton more money, if you make the stuff that we're upgrading sell for a lot more, if you have the cost or reduce the cost of upgrading, I don't care what levels you're pulling there. At the end of the day, the thing that matters is the equivalency of the amount of energy that players are using to the amount of gear that they can expect, right? Somewhere in there, you can finagle with how much gear drops and how much stuff sells for, and whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You just need to make sure that the energy to gear max level acquired ratio on the account, if players aren't just willy-nilly being dumb, is way better than what it is, right? If let's just say like if 1,000 energy, like we said, gets you one piece of gear right now, 1,000 energy at the minimum should probably get you 3 pieces of gear of equivalency. And why does this matter so much? Well, this is why so many players get stuck. Hell 2, Hell 3, Hell 4, can't do Inferno. Because the way that this game is designed as far as progression goes, it's literally just, like there are a couple new mechanics, right? On some of the bosses, but not really. A lot of the times though, it's just, I'ma fucking hit you really fucking hard and really fucking fast. And my HP is gonna quadruple. I don't know who got hired to design the game like this, but let's get one thing clear. Terramatan, Doki Doki, Aurora, whatever the Grim Pursuits are that we're doing, Sharon, Shadow Flame Hoyen, Rengoku, Nico Nana, this is farm content. It can be difficult and it should scale, but the way that you guys have this shit scaling is stupid. As a game developer, you should know, you should fucking know, bosses should do specific things, have their strengths, and have their weaknesses. Not every boss needs to be Omega tier fast, God tier tanky, one-shot you, have an enrage mechanic, and debuff you to shit, and buff itself to the sky heavens. It doesn't need to do everything. That is not how you develop and design games. And don't be like, you're not. Yeah, I am. This is a known thing. This is a known thing in development, right? The stereotypical archetype of the enemies that you're designing or the characters that you make, right? Maybe you have a fast character that hits really fast, and maybe he can even hit really hard. Okay, super fast, he hits really hard. Maybe he's not very tanky then, right? Or maybe you have really high HP, really high defense, and really high speed. You can't make that thing also do giga high damage. You can have something be really tanky and do a lot of damage. It shouldn't be very fast. The way that you guys scale the stats for all encounters in this game is fucking stupid. You should not have encounters where the enemies have hundreds of thousands of HP, have an enrage mechanic to force you to kill it really fast, while also making the boss the same speed equivalent as like a 300 to 350 speed character while it has speed buff and speed down, because the boss gets a push from the right arm and cleanses itself and gives a defense buff. And then what are we doing? That is why every strategy so far for farming content, mind you, we'll get into some of the end game stupid shit, what I don't mind too much, it being ridiculously difficult because it's not farm content, but the way that it's designed, you can look at the flaws and it exacerbates that we just don't know what we're doing here in this game when it comes to designing some content. And this is why you guys are having such a problem in getting stuck going from one difficulty to the next to Inferno, is because the game expects you to live through all of the damage, to be as fast as the boss is fast, or faster even, to do as much damage as you possibly can to kill it before the enrage timer. It expects you to go in here and upgrade all of your character stats through substats, mainly at Hell 2 and 3, through substats from grinding the fight to get slight upgrades, little higher crit chance, little higher crit damage, little higher attack, little higher health. But we just talked about why that's going to take you so long. Remember, we're at about 1,000 energy spent per piece of gear. Well, we got 6 pieces of gear per character. That's 6,000 energy. with good luck. There's 5 characters you're bringing to a lot of these fights. We can just say 4. So that's going to be about 6, 12, 24, 24,000 to 30,000 energy to go farm up decent substat rolled gear from the difficulty that you're on so you can get the stats to beat the next tier or maybe the next 2 tiers, right? If you're on Hell 2, the game's designed for you to go spend about 30,000 fucking energy, probably a little bit less, probably like 20,000, to go from Hell 2 to Hell 3 or whatever. I can do 4. I just don't farm this guy. I don't care. I'm a Doki Doki Aurora boy. Per character to move up. And that is why you see the backlash of players who don't really know exactly why it feels so bad. You see the backlash of, oh, Lily's breaking the game. Oh, Shadow Sonny is breaking the game. They're not breaking the game. They're just the easiest path through this bullshit progression in economy system the devs have set up right now. Because you can go get one really good set of gear with speed and defense, get an artisan, throw it on your Lily, and use her in Terramaton, use her in Aurora, use her in Doki Doki, use her in every shell fight. Because it eliminates the need for you to go spend that 1,000 energy on a character gearing it up for each of the different fights. She is just a universal character. Shadow Sonny is another character that a lot of players will complain about. She breaks the game. She doesn't break the game. The game being broken isn't attached to Shadow Sonny. It's attached to the fucking terrible progression system in this game. Shadow Sonny just happens to have the ability for you to not need to go farm up perfect substat gear for all of your characters. She can just exist separately on your account because she scales with the mechanic that she has, her damage over time effect, with the max HP of the enemies. And you would be like, well, if it's just the dot, then why is it Shadow Sonya and not all of the other characters, right? Not all the other dot characters. Like, I still don't have Fangus on this account. Like Fangus Mackenzie over here. Well, that's because each of these bosses also has an enraged mechanic that we talked about before. And Shadow Sonya has the ability, a lot of the time in conjunction with someone like Fangus or Lily, to stack a bunch of dots and then blow them up before that enraged mechanic happens and ends the fight. So she allows you to just focus on some speed, focus on living with defense, but focus on some health, go farm up some artisans, put some dots on these dotable bosses, farm some shells, farm up Terramaton, and skip that need to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of energy on your characters to get from Hell 2 to Hell 3 to Hell 4. She's gonna cut down all of those costs that are there in this terrible economy they have set up, so you can go from Hell 2 to Hell 3 to Inferno in some fights. And then you go take that Inferno gear, put it on your other characters, and then go and fight the other fights on Inferno mode. And people who had access to Shadow Sonya, right, we've seen it, Shadow Sonya's ruining the game, were able to, during double drop weekend, farm up that Inferno gear, take that Inferno gear that Shadow Sonya and Lily on their account gave them, and just kind of sort of take over the PvP meta, have everything able for them to be able to farm, etc. It's not inherently a Shadow Sonya problem. She doesn't need to get nerfed. Lily doesn't need to get nerfed for PvE anyway. And if you think that, you're a moron, because the problem is the market economy itself. The way they have the game designed right now, as far as the energy to gear acquired ratio, is fucking abysmal. It's terrible. It cannot stay this way. No one will play this game. There will be no reason to pull for any characters, which honestly right now really isn't a reason for us to pull for anyone anyway. Because there's no way to farm up gear for them. If they happen to have the same amount of gear and they use the same setup, maybe you want to get Yaylee because you already have Roosevelt. Grats. Awesome. Amazing. Have fun with that. So those two things need to get changed. The way that you have the economy and the way that you have the progression system. I keep going to Animus. You have the progression system for this farmable content. Now, if you want to see a laughing fucking joke when it comes to game development and design, we're not even going to talk about Cage Rumble. The biggest one that should put your neurons on fire is Ethernet rally mode. Now, why do I single out Ethernet Rally here? And I'm singling out Ethernet Rally right now as you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Because part of this is, you need to use different characters, you need to use different elements, you need to be able to, do different stuff. That's fine, right? I'm not going to do that. We should be able to beat every mode in the game 2 weeks in the game, even if we max refresh. The thing I'm going to point out here is that none of this shit has really been thought through. I can't get the floor one here, but there's just some way overtuned fights in Ethernet Rally, and it's not even remotely funny. And Kurururu, if we could show them, is one of those fights. You can go through there as a newer player and probably beat every boss decently easy when you unlock Ethernet Rally for the most part. And then you'll get to Kurururu, who is a boss who summons like 4 ads that have like 30 to 40 something thousand, maybe even more, 50,000 HP, where you're locked to bringing only light and green characters. So it's an AoE boss because the mechanic of the boss is you need to kill the ads before they blow up. I understand. Don't erase the comment. You don't have to kill them all. I get it. Let me make my point though. The fight is designed and they tell you to kill them all. They tell you to kill them all before you get in there. But when the fight came out, you're locked to constant and you're locked to whatever the green one's called. And you can use Masya and you can use Ramolka in that fight. And those ads have like 30 to 40,000 health. But it's okay because if you don't have Masya, the developers did you a solid, man. They said, we'll have this Shadow Walker mechanic where you can pick up some characters for free. Well, that sounds very cool. That sounds very neat, right? But if you look at the stats of the Shadow Walkers, and maybe I'm a fucking idiot and you can upgrade them somewhere, although I've never seen it. I've been on floor 3 this whole time. The stats for these helper Shadow Walker characters, this Sadia's slower than my dead grandmother. She's got 160 speed. She's naked. She has an alicorn and no set bonuses. This is one of the main mechanics of this game mode, is they give you choices of characters to help fill out your roster, except for the fucking characters don't matter because they're naked and literally get fucking one shot by the boss. They literally get fucking killed immediately. You can get a Masya to help fight against Kurururu. You know what that dude has for attack? He's got like 1,000 attack, negative. I think he might have 45 crit chance. I don't even know if the dude's got crit damage. On God. Who designed this shit? Who? And they don't upgrade. They just stay like this. This was not finished. This is not finished content. Whoever designed this, once again, doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. The scaling for some of this end game content stuff is just not finished. And you know what? Like I said, I'm not as upset about that one because it's not farmable content, but it upsets me just on the principle of it, right? The principle. We have it designed this way. We're gonna have some characters come help you out, but they're fucking naked and useless. Don't even put the characters in the mode, man. Don't be like you're doing me a solid. Be like, oh yeah, man, we'll help you out. There's some Shadow Walkers in here for you, bruv. Take them out. They don't do anything. And I'm not even gonna harp on the rest of these mechanics down here. Like 500,000 fucking HP Tiamat that scales off of HP, and they didn't touch her multiplier, so she just like dragon forms, goes and just fucking shits all over your face. It's not finished content. It's literally not. Is there ways to beat it? 100%. Is there some cheese routes? 100%. But it doesn't stop it from being dog shit design. There's no excuse for it. It's dog shit design. But the one that takes the cake for dog shit design in this game is this floor, is this Memory Abyss floor. 42 of Embertrek. It is the most dog shit game design I have ever seen in my entire life. But it's really this fight here that it's the dumbest fucking fight of all time, and it's mainly because of this dark ad. Now I wish we could showcase and show all of the ads in here right now. It won't let us, but there's several different elemental ads in this fight, and the dark ad has a 30% chance to stun you at the start of your turn. Okay, fine, fair. Are there ways around it? Yeah, for sure. Catchy the Goat is one of them. Catchy the Guard here. Being able to put up immunity, extend it with someone like Ling Lo is the thing that you can do here. It's fine. The problem is, and the reason why this fight is so dog shitly designed, is that if at any moment you don't have immunity on your team, you have the ability to just instantly lose the fucking battle. And that is also very easy for it to happen because of the current Thunder Mark debuff that we have right now in this mode, where it will count down on a character. When it hits 0 stacks, it will dispel 2 buffs and then stun them. And if you're not zerging this boss down, I've been trying to do this on a slow method so I can make a video on it with the boy Vice, Catchy the Guard, doing a bunch of damage. My Rin is cracked arena. A potential 30% chance stun can absolutely destroy you. So we load in with the Dark Ad. Convenient. But if we go ahead and check this out, look at the Dark Ad's moves. Right? Has a 30% chance at the start to inflict with a 1-turn stun. There has been several times where I've had 3-turn immunity, 4-turn immunity. I've done this in several different ways, where the Dark Ad will just be kind of chilling, sitting, not being able to do anything. The Thunder Mark will rip off my immunity on Catchy the Guard, stun me instantaneously, prevent me from putting immunity back up, and then chain stun me. There was one I wish I had it fucking recorded, where I got stunned 21 turns in a row on the second part of this phase. 21 turns in a row on a 30% stun. And even though I did everything in my due diligence to provide immunity, extend immunity, keep immunity going, it got ripped off of me and I got stunned 21 turns in a row. This dog shit game design fight. Let's see if we can beat it now. Take us out, man. Holy shit. Bah! Let's see if we can do. Hey, is this gonna be a different video? Are we gonna get there? Are we gonna get there? We're doing pretty good. This isn't the team I wanted to use on it, but maybe it's a phone problem. Also, like Rin the Unbound doing some fucking work right now. Rin the Unbound is okay. I definitely clicked on my W there and then didn't use it. But hey, man, whatever you want, whatever you got it. I want it, man, for sure. But we don't have a way to extend it. You can see we have 10 turn right here. Okay, boy. I think he's on Halloween too. We really needed to bring Ling Lo here, but whatever. Bop, bop. Okay. Yo, wait, are we just gonna rage out? Oh, stun, stun, stun. Let's go, baby. It's happening again. Damn, got his ass. Got his ass. Oh. Okay. Oh. Thundermark. Oh. All right, let's see it, dude. It's Catchy the Guard's turn, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Woo! Low. Wait a minute. Is it only a phone problem? Is the RNG? Are they watching me? Are they watching me, Mom? I'm gonna put this on you, actually. I don't like you. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Let's see it, dude. Let's go. Let's win. Hold on, baby. Bah. Oh, my immunity got ripped off on Rin, and I'm getting shit on. Oh, baby. Yeah. Kick him back. We don't want that shit. Yeah. All right, Catchy the Guard. Uh-huh. Oh! Hey! Just lose. Okay. Stun. Uh-huh. It fell off one time. He can put it back up. He's been able to put it up for like 3 turns. Oh, stun. Hey! Let's fucking go. Hey! Stun. Hey! Let's go. Hey! Woo! We got I'm stunned, baby. Let's fucking go, game designers. Let's go, boys. So that kind of explains that. But really, we need to fix the fucking economy. We need to not have this like evil dungeon master that just wants to total party kill their party sort of game design going on with some of this end game content. It's not thought out all of the way. Some of the tunings and scalings just don't make any sense. You don't need to make every stat better just because the difficulty is higher. You can make every stat better. It doesn't all have to be plus 300% health, plus 300% speed, plus 300% attack, plus 300% defense, plus an enrage mechanic. Not every fight needs that, man. Make them special. Make Teramaton slightly slower, but hit really hard. Make Doki Doki about speed, because speed comes from there. Make Aurora more about debuffs and buffs and managing that. But while you're doing that and making that their main mechanics, don't give them all 400 speed. Don't give them all 400 one-shot you damage. Don't give them all 500 million HP. This is farming content. Same thing for the shells. I don't know why you're doing this. It doesn't make any sense. Let people gear some characters a little bit easier than what it is now. Make it, like I said before, to close it out, the ratio of gear right now, for energy spent, we need to be getting 4 to 5 times as many pieces of gear that we have leveled up to 15 and is usable. 5 times more than what we have now. Anyway, that's going to close it out for me. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Angry Rant out. Fuck these